what's up, Darren? It's Monday. Just going over your videos here. So you're doing a good job on your squats here, making sure that you're hitting depth. You do a great job on the first couple, actually. I think what happens is you tilt forward a little bit, kind of out of the hole. You just got to make sure that you stay tight. So that rep you were a little bit high, and if you could see kind of how you lose your upper back tightness right there. Actually, I'll slow that down a little bit so you can see it. Let's see here. So I want you to pay attention to the bar, like this segment of your back, when you start coming up out of the hole. Okay, ready? So first, you're pretty high, so at this point I need you to drive your knees out. And then notice how the bar kind of tilts forward. And then what you do is you drive up with the back to kind of overcompensate for the lack of thoracic extension out of the hole. So just as you go down, just keep your back nice and tight. Tight all the way down, tight all the way back up. As soon as you hit the hole, like I said, drive your knees out hard. And just make sure you're hitting depth, okay? I know the weight's kind of getting up there. Is it feeling heavy? You gotta let me know, because I'm gonna make some program adjustment changes, okay? But overall, I mean that squat was to depth, but I could tell that it's starting to get a little heavy. You know, you end up shifting your hips back a little bit, which is completely fine, because once we start getting up in weight, form breakdown is going to happen. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to change up the rep scheme a little bit, and the work weights and whatnot. So, but you did a great job here on your bench. Pressing through the ground with your feet. This lift is going fantastic, actually. I like the control all the way down. I like the control up. I like that you're pressing through the ground with your feet. And we're going to keep this rep scheme, progression scheme going the same, okay? With the deadlifts here, we're still kind of dealing with that issue with your hips kind of shooting up. Let me slow that down a little bit. And that tilt forward, kind of what I'm looking at here. So I'd like you to start in this position, actually a little lower, in that position there, okay? So driving your knees out, squeezing your chest up, and not letting your hips drop. Pretty much you want to preload the hamstrings before you even lift it off the ground. That tilt forward is going to get the bar to swing this way, and once it gets really heavy, the bar needs to stay right over the middle of the foot. And I could tell that your grip's an issue here, because it's funny, because you have a soft lockout, okay? Your knees are not completely locked out, and what typically happens is we end up kind of resting it on the thighs. So get some liquid chalk, man. It's gonna help, especially if you're at a gym that doesn't have any chalk. So but I had some feedback on your previous day on your overhead. Yeah, man, the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you're resting as much as possible, okay? I mean, you're throwing around some pretty good weights here. You're doing a good job staying tight and driving the bar back. I would like a little bit more of a wrist extension. Sorry, wrist flexion. This is flexion, that's extension. Okay, if you can see here, your wrist is kind of a little bent. I think we went over that last time, but just get your wrist a little bit more extended. I think it's about time too that we try to change the rep scheme up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this around for 5 sets of 3, and that way you can still hit your sets and your reps. But alright, man, I hope you had a good weekend. I'm going to go ahead and plan out this week. I know you had mentioned that you won't be here for the week. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Gone. yeah, man, if you make it to the next class, that'll be cool. But if you missed a week of training, you're going to have to adjust your numbers and whatnot. So, but have a good weekend, man. We'll have a good week, and I'll talk to you later. All right, bye.